this virus robs you of your entire life.
You may think you have recovered from mononucleosis or mono, but the virus that causes it could have a devastating, lasting impact. Welcome back to the hour-long edition of the News at 10. Mono is best known as the kissing disease. It is a common illness for teens and young adults. In fact, some would say an unavoidable rite of passage to adulthood.
Now, typically a few weeks after you get mono, symptoms like swollen lymph nodes and fatigue will go away for good, but you will always carry the virus that caused it, called Epstein-Barr.
As KTVB's Tammy Tremblay discovered, that virus could have devastating results. She joins us now with this story you'll see only on 7.
According to the CDC, most people get infected with the Epstein-Barr virus at some point in their lives. It spreads primarily through saliva, hence the kissing disease nickname. We found that although the virus is inactive for many, it rears up for others, destroying health in a myriad of mysterious, disjointed ways.
Yes, a week ago, we moved in here and I love it.
Kristen Burris is an Eagle business owner. She is also a wife and mother of 2 young boys who always seems to have a smile on her face.
And that's where the confusion comes in. I don't look sick.
She tells us some days her Epstein-Barr virus, or EBV, takes over.
Literally, I would make my bed and have to take a nap.
Kristen was never diagnosed with mono, but says in high school she had symptoms like feeling tired and weak. Although most people feel better in a few weeks, Kristen says her fight with exhaustion continued to get worse over the years.
I would go to spin class and then I'd be bedridden for 3 days.
No one knew what was wrong.
I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on doctors, and they would do basic workup, look at my thyroid, check iron levels, and they would always say, "You look great."
Finally, she tried one more health professional.
I said, "Nobody can figure out what's wrong with me. I need you to believe me that I am debilitated by this fatigue."
This time, extensive lab work was done.
It was a long process.
One result showed an alarming number, 722 for EBV.
I've never heard of or met anyone with a viral load that high.
Typical levels of the dormant virus are between 0 and 20.
Your body either fights it well and you have no symptoms, or it's virulent and it's attacking you and you're debilitated by it.
Kristen's EBV was thriving.
Epstein-Barr virus is responsible for a number of chronic conditions, especially certain forms of cancer and autoimmune disease and even multiple sclerosis.
Dr. Henry Balfour Jr. says nearly everyone with MS has been infected with EBV, and he says some cases of mystery illnesses like chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia could be the result of the virus.
People do not appreciate, first of all, how significant mono can be.
Dr. Balfour, who is out of the University of Minnesota, is developing a mono vaccine right now. Human trials could start as early as next year.
Epstein-Barr virus, the cause of mono, was discovered in 1964, and yet here we are many decades later without a vaccine.
Kristen is cautiously optimistic a vaccine may help others like her. Who knows? If she had gotten one, it may have prevented her from years of struggle.
It took me, or the doctors, literally about 20 years to figure out what was going on.
She's on some prescription medications now, as well as all of these herbal ones.
And there is hope, and there are treatments.
And thankfully, she has many more good days than bad. That's why
it's hard when people don't believe you.
She says she wanted to share her story.
If you know something's wrong, just keep looking, keep asking, keep researching, and the truth will come. I'm hopeful that with some education and coming together, we can really help a lot of people recover not just their energy, but their lives, get their lives back.
Kristen says if you know someone who has had mono, watch them, not just for a year, but for their lifetime, because the virus could ramp up and you'll be there to remind them it could be the Epstein-Barr virus and that there is help. Mark, Kim.
Tammy, I'm interested because obviously we all knew and know people who have gotten mono who didn't get it through kissing. Is there another way to get it, and how do you prevent it from getting it in the first place?
Well, that's right. The CDC estimates 90 to 95% of people do contract it, but for most of us, it stays inactive and doesn't cause major health problems. As for prevention, Mark, don't kiss, share drinks, food, or personal items with people who have the virus. Again, though, most people with EBV don't even know that they have it, so it's tricky. I think the real point here is to stay alert. If you or someone you know becomes chronically fatigued, Epstein-Barr could be the reason why. So ask to be tested and then seek out treatment so that you can feel better.
And it's just with a blood test, right, Tammy?
That's right.
And I think, again, to be vigilant, to add that to your words of advice there, like the woman in the piece there, find someone who believes you. I mean, I'm sure she was told so many times, Tammy, that, well, you're a working mom, you're a mom, and you work, you're a woman, you're just tired, you know,
Right.
and she just kept at it until...
Have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, get over it kind of
It's
thing.
not part of the normal lab work that normally
Right.
doctors will do, so it's something that you need to request.
Interesting.
All right, good to know,
Nice
Tammy.
piece.